Hello, everyone. Hello again. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello. If I've seen you half an hour ago, welcome back. If I am seeing you for the first time today, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to see you. I'm excited for this Sagittarius season workshop. I'm excited for Sagittarius season. It is a beautiful season, I think. It's such a vibe. Everybody loves a Sagittarius. You know, you guys. Do we have any Sagittariuses in the room, actually? Hi, Misty. Hi, Kim. Hello, Francesca, Nils, Nakisha. Hi, Kirsten. Hello, Jules. From California, sunny Sagittarius. There you go. Hi, Jules. Welcome. Hello, Elena, Nikolaya. Hello. Kim, bless you. You're so kind. Kim is also a Sagittarius, yes. Michelle, December 21st, and it was still Sagittarius, so you're on the cusp, yeah? With Capricorn, aren't you? Wow, very interesting. Hello, Marjorie, Sagittarius as well. Nakisha, Sagittarius rising. You guys have a beautiful energy. Sagittarius is such expansive energy. Very exciting. So thank you so much for joining us. Let us know if you are in the Glow Nation, if you're joining the Glow Nation for the first time. We are so happy and excited to have you here. This is one of the most beautiful places in the whole world. You know, one of the most beautiful communities. I'm just gonna introduce it once again. I know if you guys just had a live with me, you've heard it already, but in case we have everybody new, Lily, December 5th. Oh, nice. My uncle was born on that. Oh, I love very much. Was born on December 5th as well. So, welcome to the Glow Nation. My name is Gloria. I'm a spiritual medium, intuitive development teacher, consciousness development guide, woman on a mission. All I want is to restore harmony on this beautiful planet. And I believe that we get to do that once we come home to ourselves, because coming home, leaving from a place of home within ourselves just makes us more open, you know, more compassionate, just gives us more space for love, I think, to receive love and to give love to each other. So here I am, and this is the Glow Nation. This is a community that we've been going for, that we have, oh my god. This community has been going for 3 years now, a little bit more, I think, or almost 3 years. And it's been growing a lot. We have new people joining constantly. So if you are here for the first time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us a chance. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you will come back. Today we are going to talk about Sagittarius season. I haven't seen you in forever. I know, right, Nicole? I know. Look at this, so many Sagittarius. Oh, Lily, Kim, Kirsten as well. Charity, of course, Chloe as well. Yes. Hi, Jess. I've missed you too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. All right. So this is how we're going to do. So we're going to talk about Sagittarius season and the energy. We're going to talk about the archetype. We're going to talk about the focus and the invitation for this season. We're going to talk a little bit about Sagittarius shadow, because we all have one. And so we need to put a bit of attention on that. And then we're going to talk about how to harness this energy, about the transits, the moons, and then I'm going to give you loads of journal prompts and reflection that you can refer to for the rest of the month. So here we go. Good. So, okay, let's start to go straight in with this Sagittarius season. So this is a breath of fresh air, okay? We love Scorpio season. I personally love Scorpio season. I just love the depth of it, the potential for transformation. I love the whole death and rebirth thing. I really do. But it is a deep season. Yeah, it's not an easy season to go through. It's a bit of a heavier season. And so we come out of that into Sagittarius season, and it literally feels like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, we've done a lot of work. We've put a lot of energy into the transformation. We've put a lot of energy into this death and rebirth. And now with Sagittarius, we're here to bring it even more to life. Okay, so the windows are open and we are stepping into the light again. So we breathe, we expand, and we dream bigger with Sagittarius. So first of all, Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. So the energy is warm, is fast moving, and it's inspiring and full of possibility. We're going to see why later. It's a fire that spreads. It's a fire that it's contagious. It's the fire that gives us new ideas, that gives us inspiration, that gives us a bit of curiosity. You know, it's an exciting kind of fire, Sagittarius fire. It lets us grow. It lets us explore. And it wants us to see what's possible for ourselves and for this new version of us that we've just given birth to in Scorpio season, right? It says, go out, connect with your truth. This is the season that asks us to connect with our truth, reconnect with our truth, not the truth that we've inherited from somebody else, you know, not the truth that comes from, you know, our family or from our upbringing. Not the truth that belonged to the old identity either, but our new truth, what is true for us now. You know, the truth of the now, the most authentic truth for now. Yeah? So the current truth. What is our soul tuning into? So the invitation, we're going to talk about it more later, but basically the point of Sagittarius is to really, really open ourselves up to this next chapter of our life. And we're going to do this in different ways. We're going to look at it now in a bit. First of all, the archetype. The archetype is the seeker, is the philosopher, right? Nikolai was talking about it actually earlier. The archetype is the seeker, so it follows curiosity like it's a compass, okay? Curiosity is not an option. Curiosity is a compass in the season. It's what gives us direction, okay? It chases meaning and it refuses to stay in places that shrink us. Okay? It wants to expand. It really wants to expand. So it's the traveler, it's the storyteller, it's the philosopher, it's the wild heart, it's the adventurer. Yeah? This is all in the Sagittarius energy. And it wants the truth that sets us free. This is why when we were talking about truth earlier, it's not somebody else's truth, and it's not even the truth of your old version of you. It's the truth that sets you free now. It's what's become true for you now with this new version of you, which is kind of exciting because our truth, if we have a new version of ourselves, it means that our truth has also changed, right? So Sagittarius is here to say, be curious about it. What is your truth now? You know, what is it now? What has changed? What has become more evident now? What is your soul telling you right in this moment? You know, be curious about that. Explore yourself. Be your own adventure. You know, you're exploring yourself, exploring this new version of you. It's an adventure within itself. So set yourself free and explore yourself as well. You know, explore your beliefs, explore your desires, explore your vision with total 100% honesty, aligned with the new person that you're becoming. Okay? So it's very much out there. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy, fresh energy out there. Why is it so big energy? Why is such a big energy, Sagittarius? Because it's ruled by Jupiter. Yeah, it's ruled by Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion, optimism, abundance, wisdom, possibility, all of the big things. Yeah, Jupiter is the biggest planet on our solar system. So anything that is concerning Jupiter, or wherever Jupiter is, actually, it amplifies. Yeah, right now, even though it is the planet that rules Sagittarius, but right now Jupiter is in Cancer, for example, for another like 7 months or so. And so where the location of Jupiter right now being in Cancer, it expands Cancer's traits right now, right? So it expands our intuition. It expands our sense of home, our foundation. So we are rebuilding a new identity, right? But right now in Sagittarius season, it's also expanding our curiosity, our need for exploration, our need for adventure. Yeah? So it's expansive. It's the cosmic yes. I love this expression. Jupiter is the cosmic yes. It's that planet that says, yeah, go for it. You know, go for it. Say yes to the adventure. Say yes to the expansion. Say yes to having faith in yourself and having faith in the fact that your dreams are here to absolutely become true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having them. Yeah? Otherwise, you will not be having these dreams. So Sagittarius says yes. Move towards a life that feels like freedom. Sorry, Sagittarius and Jupiter say yes. Move towards a life that feels like freedom. Okay? Now, it is also connected, Sagittarius is also connected to the Temperance card. Do you know the Temperance card? Let me see. I should have brought it out earlier. Let me see. Let me find. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the box and I have the flipping tarot deck next to me. Okay, let's look at the Temperance card. Let me find it quickly. It's a beautiful card, actually. Oh, was that? No, that was Lovers, wasn't it? Yeah. There it is. Okay, so Temperance. Beautiful angel, transmuting energy. There it is. Beautiful angel, transmuting energy, golden path at the back, leading towards sunshine. Beautiful energy, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth. Yeah? It is the Alchemist Angel Temperance card. It's really, really beautiful card. It's the Alchemist Angel. It's the being that blends fire and water, so spirit and emotion, intuition and action, soul and strategy. It's the card that represents the journey. It's the card that says there is only journey in our life. There is only journey. It's not about any destination at all. Life, it's only adventure because it's only journey. Right? There is only journey. There is only ever the now. There is only ever the present moment. This is what the journey is about. Right? And so Temperance teaches us that expansion doesn't actually have to be chaotic. You know? Expansion, we can grow in a grounded way. We can grow in a graceful way. You know, we can pursue big dreams without losing our center. It doesn't have to be chaotic. It doesn't have to be overwhelming either. If we maintain ourselves in the present moment, you can take risks and have your nervous system feel good about it. It doesn't have to be shaky all the time, right? So Temperance is about balance, but it's about balance. You know, usually when we talk about balance, we talk about Libra and the scales and things being in balance in that way. But when we talk about Temperance and Sagittarius, we talk about balance in terms of inner alignment. That's what balance is in this season. It's inner alignment with your truth. Yeah? So, and isn't it beautiful? I find it so beautiful. Inner alignment, like aligning with your true self. You know, with your most authentic version of you, which is the version of you that you've just given birth to now. There is not, by the way, when we talk about authentic self, don't think that there's just one version of your authentic self, yeah? Your authentic self, it's in constant evolution. That's the point. That's the point. Yeah, you want to bring yourself in alignment with your authentic self now, in the now. Yeah, that's what it is about. So what's the focus? We go back to the concept of space that we were talking about actually in the previous live. The concept of space, spaciousness. Yeah, the universe is stretching us, right? It says, okay, so you're born now, this new identity, this new version is out. Now you gotta stretch. You gotta stretch it out. You're going to be curious about this, about yourself, about this new truth that you've given birth to. Okay. Now you've transformed, and Sagittarius is asking, what are you going to do with this freedom? You've given yourself the freedom of a new version of you. You've transformed. What are you going to do? How high can you aim? How far can you aim? What is going to be your purpose in this version of yourself, right? And so the focus is absolutely expansion in this season. Expansion, truth, possibility. This is what we're focusing on in Sagittarius season. So we're going to look at our lives with fresh eyes, because we're not the people that we were 2 weeks ago, or we're not the people that we were 6 months ago, for that matter. Right? So we're literally going to look at our lives and at ourselves with fresh eyes as this new version of us. Right? And the question is, what actually feels true and right now? What is it that actually feels true? What is it that feels authentic right now? So here's the invitation to explore the beliefs that shape our life. Because, you know, belief is everything. You know, what you believe is going to determine the kind of life that you live. And so we need to explore that, because if any of our beliefs are still part of an old identity, or are still somebody else's beliefs, then we need to make sure that we dismantle them, because they're not our current truth, are they? So we need to bring our beliefs into alignment. We're also going to question the stories. Sagittarius is the storyteller, right? And also Gemini, which is polar opposite of Sagittarius. We're going to question the stories that we've inherited, the stories that we've been telling ourselves. Are these stories actually, again, aligned with our new truth? Are they aligned for how we want our life to move forward? Or some of those are going to be outdated? Because if they are, then we need to let them go. We need to clear them out. We need to change the story. Nikolaya was talking about rewriting the story earlier, right? We need to rewrite it. If it's not in alignment with this new version, it's got to be changed. We got to reconnect to the why. What's our why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing what we're doing? Reconnect to that. Because we might not know how to do things, because we always want to know, don't you find this? We always want to, when we want to, you know, improve our life and grow and everything, we always have the question, how? How do I do this? How do I do this? Actually, it's not the how, it's not actually that important. You know, it's not as important as we think that it is, actually. Because we always think, very often, not always, it's not right to say always, but we very often think that we need a process, you know, we need a how. I need to know how to do this. No, we don't. What we need to know is why, and the how is going to come. When you know why you want something, your own brain is going to figure out the how. You don't actually need necessarily a step-by-step process to get anywhere. If you know your why and you follow your intuition, actually, and yes, intent, intuition, when you follow those, the how, it's not important. You know, the how, there's so many ways to do something, you know, and this is why actually there's so many different modalities, even healing modalities, you know, or modalities to do something, or different frameworks, because the how is never just one. You know, the why is though. Every person has their own why. The how, figure outable. We're going to say yes to growth, even if it feels unfamiliar. As I said earlier, right? The universe is like, stretch a little bit, reach where you haven't reached before, stretch out. Yeah. Let yourself dream without self-editing, right? There is no going like, oh, this is too big. Or can I actually dream that? Can I actually do that? Yes, you can. Okay, let's not self-edit. Let me just blow my nose. Hang on. I have a runny nose. I don't know what's with my nose today. I've had a runny nose all day. Right. So let yourself dream without self-editing. Yeah. And live more truthfully to yourself. You know, follow your own truth. We don't have to live according to anybody else's truth. It's just our own, and that's okay. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't even matter whether somebody else's accepts our truth or not. Because if they don't accept it and then we change it, then we get ourselves out of alignment, which is not the point, right? The point is that we accept our truth, and that's it. That's all that needs to happen. And then once we accept our truth, and once we really align with that, then the universe has a way to just rearrange things around us. Have you noticed? You know, we very often, like, we edit things because we're like, ooh, I'm scared of that. And can I share my truth with this person? Can I share? If they're not in alignment with you, once you really commit to your truth, they're just going to fall away. You know, it's okay. It's whatever doesn't serve, it's going to fall away naturally. The universe has a way. Yeah. Desire boldly, definitely, yes. And trust deeply. Trust, trust, trust. Especially with temperance, you know, it says trust the journey. Trust that there is only journey. It's not necessarily about reaching a certain goal in a certain amount of time. You know, it's trust that this is the journey, and the journey is a journey where you can gain wisdom from, is a journey that can teach you so many lessons, is a journey that can bring you so much expansion. But just believe in that, you know, believe in the journey, believe in your own evolution. That's enough, you know, that's enough. So what's the shadow though? If we're stretching and if we're in a season of expansion, what is the shadow? The shadow is overextension. Yeah, the shadow of Sagittarius is overextension. So going too big. What does it mean too big? Going so big that it gets you out of alignment. There is no, you can dream as big as you want, but are you dreaming big because it's actually aligned with what you want, or are you dreaming big because it's coming from ego rather than from your truth? Does that make sense? There is no issue with dreaming big. Again, it's about why you're dreaming what you're dreaming. You know, is it because, you know, we all want to have, the ego can be horrible. Absolutely, Kim, yes. We all can dream about the $1 million, but why is it that we want the $1 million in the first place? Is it ego based, or is it actually our truth? And, you know, we don't all have to want the $1 million. It's okay if some of us don't. It's okay if you don't. You know what I mean? Don't feel the pressure of society, of what society is making you believe that you should want. Yeah? It's just about being in alignment with yourself. Sometimes Sagittarius can go too fast and too far because it doesn't want to settle. It doesn't accept that the journey is what it is, that there is only journey. And so it goes and it goes and it goes and he starts another thing before having finished one. And it's just like chasing and chasing and chasing. That can be a shadow of constantly wandering without settling down, without stopping, without actually enjoying the moment, because they just have to be constantly chasing the next thing. That's another overextension, right? The urge to go into the next adventure before even having finished or fully enjoyed the current one. So what we need to do is take your time with this identity. Take your time exploring this. Take your time aligning with your truth. You know, take your time bringing this new version of yourself out into the surface. Don't think about the next steps yet. Temperance is like, stay here. Stay here in the journey. This is the adventure, not the next one. This one is. So fully be present in this one. Yeah? Sagittarius energy living in shadow can be impulsive, avoidant, unfocused, restless, impatient. So we need to slow down, okay? We need to slow down. The question to keep us in check in terms of the alignment is this expansion aligned, or am I running away from something? You know, is this, I'm actually going on this adventure because it's aligned, or what is it? Or again, is ego based again? Or am I running away? Or I don't want to see certain things? Because Sagittarius, you know, it's the archer, right? The symbol of Sagittarius is the archer with the arrow pointing out. So Sagittarius is always gonna want to search for something outside, which is not wrong, but it's like, you know, the higher knowledge, the higher philosophy. Hello, Alicia. Hi. The higher knowledge, the higher philosophy, the adventure. But is it done because you're actually exploring that? Is that in alignment with your truth? Or you're just going and going and going because it's just about the freedom and the adventure? Because the freedom and the adventure don't have any meaning if they're not aligned with your truth. You know? You can travel the world for a year, But are you doing it because you actually want to explore, or is it because you don't want to be home? Because there's something at home that you don't want to face? And again, like, are you exploring and are you learning different things? Which is another thing about Sagittarius, right? Researching and learning. Are you learning because that's actually your truth? Or is it because you think you're going to find a solution for something because what you currently have, you don't like? Because if you're doing that because what you currently have, you don't like, then maybe there's something else underneath that needs to be addressed, right? So remember, again, like Sagittarius, let's reconnect to the why. Really, like the true why. Let's forget the ego and reconnect to the truth, to the authenticity, okay? Aim your life in the same way Sagittarius is aiming the arrow. You aim your life with intention. Yeah, aim your life with intention. How are we doing so far? Let me have a look at some messages. I actually just realized I signed my offer letter for that job on the 21st. Wow, Misty. Adventure every day and you'll never get bored. Yes, Nikisha. Kim, my honesty scares people. They try to tell me how to think and feel because that is their view. I'm walking away from those types. Yeah, yes. Alma's, hello. Alma says yes to growth. I have been feeling stuck and I have lived at my current place for the past 12, I imagine, years. My energy feels stuck. There is a part of me that wants to move to a new place. There's a part of me that scares because I have a great rent at my current place. So maybe reflect, like, what is your truth? You know, because maybe you can find a great rent somewhere else. You know, it's not, maybe that's a story that you're telling yourself, that the rent is going to be bad somewhere else. You know? Been on the road for almost 2 years to explore self. Journey, not destination. Exactly, Henna, right? That's the point. It's all about the journey. So how do we harness this beautiful Sagittarius energy? So first of all, the key this season is alignment, okay? Is aligned expansion. It's not just expansion. It's not just growth. We're not aimless. It has to be aligned, okay? Aligned expansion, aligned growth, aligned truth. Yeah, alignment is the key word for this season. So what do we do? How do we harness? How do we make sure that we keep ourselves in alignment and that we aid this growth and this adventure? Number one, we follow curiosity. We use curiosity as guidance. Like we were saying earlier, you know, curiosity as the compass. Curiosity is actually your soul speaking to you. It's one of the breadcrumbs that soul lives us. You know, if you're curious about something, if we get activated in certain way and we want to know something about something, then maybe our soul needs to know that. Maybe there's a reason for it, right? So utilize the curiosity. Don't just be like, oh, I'll do that another time. You know, I really want to research this subject. I really want to watch that video. I really want to read that article, but I don't have time now. I'll do it later. But no, maybe if it's there, then utilize that as your compass, because maybe in this adventure of giving more space and expansion to this version of ourselves, that's possibly a clue, right? So let's utilize that as a compass. Let intuition be your guide with curiosity. Yes, Hannah, absolutely. Yeah. Then, as we said, reconnect with your why. There's many different ways that you can do this, but I very often utilize the Tony Robbins way, and you ask yourself why 7 times. Okay, so like for example, let's say your goal with this new identity is to let's use the $1 million example. Okay, very surface level, but so that we can understand. Okay, so I want to manifest $1 million. Why? First, why? I want to manifest $1 million because I want to, because I want to be financially free. Why do you want to be financially free? Second why. I want to be financially free because I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want money to be a problem anymore. Why don't you want money to be a problem anymore? I don't want money to be a problem anymore because I I don't want that to be the main focus on my life. Why don't you want money to be the main focus of your life? I don't want money to be the main focus of my life because I actually feel like I'm a creative person and I am meant to create things. Why do you feel like you're meant to create things? I feel like I'm meant to create things because I've always felt inspired, or I've always felt like I wanted to paint, and I believe that I can impact people's lives with my painting. Why do you believe that you are going to impact people's life with your painting? Because when I paint, I feel like I share from the wounds that I have overcome, and that it might make people feel seen. Why do you feel like that's going to make people feel seen? Why is it important to you that people feel seen? Because da 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 da. Does that make sense? So you ask yourself why 7 times, and it will bring you to the actual why you want something. So you no longer want, so when we say I want $1 million to be financially free, that's not the truth. You don't want to be financially free. You want $1 million because you have a reason that you want to help people feel hopeful. You want to help people get to a different point in their life. You want to help people feel seen. That's your why. That's your why, not financial freedom. Yeah? So ask yourself that 7 times. Go 7. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good, Chloe. I absolutely love it. Because we all have the surface answers are answers that we all have. Everybody wants to be financially free. Come on, we live in a world that's ruled by money. Who doesn't want to be financially free and not think about money? That's not a reason to get $1 million though. So if you want $1 million in your life and you're just being driven by that surface why of financial freedom, it's going to be much harder for you to get there. Yeah. So if you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you're going to find the actual reason. And when you get to the actual reason, that's inspiring. That's inspiring because that's connected to your purpose. Financial freedom, it's not necessarily connected to your purpose. For some people it is, but that's a different story. But it might not actually be. You know, it might not actually be. So what you want to do is actually be connected to your purpose. So we need to go layers and layers deeper. Okay, that's a great way to do that. You're very welcome, Kathleen. I absolutely love this technique. Yes, also, what do we want? Yeah, what do we want? How else do we harness this energy? We say yes to experiences that stretch us a little bit. Yeah, we say yes to experiences that stretch us outside of our comfort zone a little bit. Yeah, not in a draining way, but in a soul expanding way. Exactly, Hannah. Then you realize that you don't need $1 million to inspire people. Exactly that. Right? Exactly. So yes, so say yes to experiences that stretch us in a soul expanding way, not in a draining way. Dream without editing. We've already mentioned that. Let yourself be inspired, which is another way. You know, you can let yourself be inspired. It's more like by your own why, of course. Yes, that is inspiring within itself. But who inspires you? You know, is there somebody that inspires you? Read their books if they have written books, or read books that inspire you. And they don't necessarily have to be nonfiction books. Okay, let's just not, they don't have to be real life stories. They don't have to be self-help books. That's not what I'm talking about. Whatever story inspires you, okay? Whatever story inspires you. I am 40 years old, and the story that inspires me the most has always been The Neverending Story. At whichever age since I watched it. Okay, so if I want to feel a little bit more inspired, I am likely to put that on. Or The Goonies. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything that is, you know, a self-help book or an essay or a seminar. If it is a seminar, please, you know, do that. But you know what I mean? Don't limit yourself. Don't think that it should be done in a certain way. Just follow your truth. Whatever it is that you feel inspired by. It could be music. It could be songs. You know, it could be movies, or it could be, again, like it could be maybe a lesson, maybe a course, maybe a subject, whatever it is. You know, just allow yourself to just explore. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else, really. It really doesn't. Hannah, you're so kind. You're so, so kind. Everyone in here, actually. I find the Glow Nation very, very inspiring. The Little Prince, loved it. Yes, my primary school teacher read it in the classroom for us, and it was a beautiful experience. Absolutely. I love Neverending Story. Yay. Alice in Wonderland. Yes. Yes. Favorite childhood film, The Neverending Story. Yes, I know. It's so cool, isn't it? The book is also amazing. If you've never read The Neverending Story in a book, get yourself the edition with a double writing, because there's the reality and the fantasy part that are written into different colors, and it's really fun to actually read. I collect them. I collect editions of The Neverending Story. So yeah, and I have one in Italy that it's exactly like that. I think it's the reality the reality is red and fantasy is green, I think. And it's written in such a beautiful way. I studied German in high school, and we actually studied The Neverending Story because it's got such a beautiful structure to it. You know, it's so intentional. It's such an intentional story. It's such an intentional book. Anyway, can talk about The Neverending Story for ages. So let's not go there. But anyway, so do what inspires you, yeah? Follow, feed yourself what inspires you, yeah? And then also, as well as curiosity, as well as using curiosity as your compass, also use joy as your compass. Use fun as your compass. You know, not the kind of fun that you want to be doing all the activities because you have FOMO. That's not fun. Okay. Well, actually, again, like the stuff that you say yes to, because this is a month of December, you guys, there can be a lot of commitments this month. Yeah, between now and the end of Sagittarius season, which is at the winter solstice, which is just before Christmas, it can be very intense, and there can be a lot of invitations, a lot of things going on. You don't have to say yes to everything. Really, allow your intuition to guide you. What feels aligned with your truth right now? You know? What feels good? What feels like it's going to actually give you joy? Is it all of these things? Maybe it's just one. You know? What is it? Being very intentional. Inkheart, rewrite a story. Hi, Cecilia. Is it a book? Is that what it is? I feel like I heard that. If I don't laugh at least once a day, something is not right. Exactly. Seeking out laughter. Beautiful. I love that, Hannah. Okay. So you're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to go as big as you can possibly imagine. Just make sure that you stay in alignment. That's the only thing this season. Truth and alignment. Well, expansion, of course, but truth and alignment. Yeah? You're allowed to have everything that you want. You wouldn't be having those desires if you weren't meant for them. Just stay in alignment. It's not about external pressure. It's only about your truth. It's only about your truth. Chloe, this resonates. Everyone asking me to go out for my birthday, partying, raving, clubbing. Yes, and I just want a nice chill spa day. Yes, with massages and thermal spa. Exactly. Yes. This is what I'm talking about, Chloe, right? Alignment. Cecilia, movie and book. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that. The characters come to life and she rewrites the story to be the... Oh, I love it. I'm going to look into that. I had heard the title, so I'm going to look into that. So here we go. How are we doing with the energy of Sagittarius season? Are we feeling it? I think it's such an uplifting energy, isn't it? How are we feeling? Let me know while I have a sip of water. Kim is excited. Yes, beautiful. I love it. Amazing. Self-priority is not selfish. Yes. Okay. Let's have a look at the transits, okay? There's no major things happening this month, thank God. You guys, the sky is fine. Okay, the sky is fine. We have 6 more days of Mercury being in retrograde. So again, I actually feel like the weekly tarot reading that we've done just now, just like an hour ago, I feel that's actually in alignment a little bit with that Mercury retrograde energy, because it's like expansion, but also it's planning for it. You know, it's still kind of like a time for reflection. You know, if you've been to the tarot reading, to the weekly tarot, you will know that we pulled, you know, different cards that are asking us, you know, what do we need? You know, what do we need to plan for this new phase of our life? Very in line with Mercury retrograde. Before taking action, let's, you know, be intentional about it, you know, be in alignment about it. So there's Mercury retrograde for another 6 days. So it's okay not to rush. So absolutely take this time to, again, get in alignment, take this time to reflect. Who are the people that you want around you now? How do you want to invest your time, energy, money? What is your truth? What feels in alignment? That sort of stuff, okay? Then on November 30th, Mercury is going to station direct. And also Venus is going to enter Sagittarius. So Venus is the planet of love, relationships, art, beauty. It's the planet that makes life beautiful, essentially, right? So we bring in playfulness when Venus is in Sagittarius. We bring in playfulness, openness, and expansion in relationships. We also bring, in relationships, creativity and pleasure as well. So try new things. Approach things with curiosity, you know, allow yourself to explore in relationships, in creativity, and in pleasure. And then on December 11th, Mercury is going to enter in Sagittarius. That brings that energy of expansion to our mind. Yeah, Mercury is the planet of the mind. So the energy of expansion, of curiosity, boom, it affects the mind, and the mind is going to start thinking bigger. This, from December 11 onwards, it's a great time to start thinking of your vision. Yeah. So can you see how we were talking about how this new version of ourselves, it's not like just from one day to the other, but it's actually a process. It's actually a journey, right? So let's utilize these energies. We have a week still left of or 6 days still left of retrograde. So let's use that to first reflect, right? And then let's bring a bit of curiosity, a bit of pleasure, a bit of curiosity and expansion into the way that we approach our relationships, our creativity, what we do for pleasure. Then let's expand our mind. Let's expand our vision. From December 11th with with Mercury in Sagittarius, if you want to do your goals and your plans and your vision for 2026, that's going to be a great time. Yeah, because your mind is going to be open. Your mind is going to think big. It's going to look at the big picture. So wait until after that time. You know, do your vision, your planning, not planning, but your envisioning for 2026. Wait until after December 11th. Yeah. Also, share your truth. When Mercury is in Sagittarius, speak your truth. Don't self-edit. Yeah. Follow your own wisdom, speak your truth, and map out your vision. Feeling excited and refocused. I love that, Kathleen. Alicia, love it, Gloria. Just what I am doing. I just contacted my mom and sister yesterday and told them I will not be attending Christmas Day. I will catch up with them the day after, as they just didn't align with me. There you go. I didn't say that to them, but I went deep within and made the call and decided I wasn't bringing my Christmas Day down, and I was keeping my vibration high for my kids. I love that so much, Alicia. Congratulations. Massive congratulations, because that's a really hard step to do. So very proud. I hope you are proud of yourself. That's great. That's great. Yes, Mary, beautiful. Vision Bird Workshop on December 13th. Boom. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Okay. Now let's look at the moons. So these were the only 2 important transits, apart from the ones that are already happening. But here we go. Hello, Ernesto. But here we go, yeah? So the moons. So next week, December 4th, we have a Gemini full moon. That's going to be about clearing the mental clutter. Okay, we're going to do some clearing of the mental clutter and preparing our mind to expand. Yeah, so Mercury is still in Scorpio. It's going to go in Sagittarius the week after the full moon. So we're going to utilize that Mercury in Scorpio energy to see what needs to be transformed in the mind. And then we're going to clear away the clutter, clear away everything that doesn't serve us, and prepare it for expansion. Yeah. And then on December 20th, just before we enter Capricorn season and just before the winter solstice, we have the Sagittarius New Moon. And that's going to be about setting the intention. So we're going to bring this whole energy that we've cultivated and nurtured throughout the month, throughout the whole month of Sagittarius. We're going to bring it all into a new moon to set intention then for the next year. Right? So it's going to be about aligning with who we're truly becoming. So utilize this time between now and the Sagittarius New Moon, which is honestly a little bit less than a month. So utilize this time intentionally to really, really find that truth, to really, really align with that, to really nurture this version, to be actually, yes, nurture this version of you that has just come to the surface, that you've just given birth to, but to really give space to curiosity. Nurture it in a way that you allow your intuition to guide you towards what's aligned for you now. And then when we get to the winter solstice and we get to the Sagittarius New Moon, then we can make the plans. Then we can be like, okay, so this is what I want for my next year. This is what I want for 2026. Because now I spent the month really nailing my alignment, really finding out what kind of energy I want. So this whole month, really, it's very much of an adventure, if you ask me. It's very much of an adventure about allowing yourself to explore. If what, actually, this just occurred to me. How I was saying earlier that I really want to align with the seasons. This is what my intuition is telling me right now. Well, for years, I had a super long morning routine. For years, you guys. I started in 2019. And it's been 6 years. And it was like an hour and a half long. I would do loads of journaling. I would do cards. I would spend a lot of time and I would journal on the cards. Like it would be like, meditation, like loads of stuff. And it was really long. It was about an hour and a half. And now I all of a sudden feel like my soul is asking for simplicity. So I'm trying to experiment with something different, and I am reducing my morning routine. Today, it was actually only 10 minutes, and it felt so intentional and so aligned that I was like, ooh, this feels strange. This feels new. This is what we're chasing, okay? This is what we're chasing. We're chasing that feeling of like, ooh, I want to try this out. I want to just try this out and see how it feels. Follow that, okay? That's very aligned. Even if it means that you are dropping something that you've been doing for years, maybe there's a reason for that. Yeah, trust that your soul is not misleading you. Your soul and your intuition are exactly guiding you where you need to be going. So trust that. Play with that a little bit. Play with that. Maybe you want to change something in your day. Maybe you want to change. See what your new identity is asking for and play with it. Yeah. So Chloe says, yes, Alicia, I've done the same with my sister and family, and it felt draining to have to go there. And I wanted to have a nice, chilled, peaceful Christmas with my kids. Oh, you guys, congratulations. Oh, no worries, Ernesto. That's all good. Alicia, well done, Chloe. I know you do. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love when you guys send the love to each other. That's beautiful. Okay. So, are we ready for me to paste the journal prompt? So I prepared, there's loads of journal prompts. I think it's 10 that I made. So we're not going to answer them now. I'm just going to put them all in the chat box so you can utilize and just copy and paste them or screenshot them, whatever you want to do, and utilize them throughout this season. Just answer the ones that you feel called to, the ones that you think would be helpful. So see how it goes. So the first one I've pasted there. So what is my soul craving more of right now? And what would expand if I said yes to it? Oh, amazing, Madeline. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for being here. Then the next journal prompt is which belief or story about myself feels too small now? And what's the truer, bigger version that wants to replace it? I love that. What feels small now? Then we have, where am I being invited to take a brave, aligned leap? Even if I don't know the full path yet. What is your intuition telling you? What's the step that you need to be taking? Also, what desire feels a little intimidating because it's actually deeply aligned? Maybe it feels intimidating. Maybe that's the reason, because that's your next expansion. You know? That's what you're meant to have. What does freedom look like, feel like, and mean to me at this stage of my life? Can you see, like, everything is about right now. Everything is about this current identity, this current moment. You know, that's what's important. The alignment is for the alignment right here, right now with this version of you. Where have I been dimming my truth or holding back my voice? And what would it feel like to express myself more fully? What vision for 2026 is beginning to reveal itself to me right now? You don't have to have it nailed down. Just explore it. Be curious about it. What is it that's coming to the surface? Does it surprise you? Did you expect that? Allow yourself to be surprised as well, you know. What needs more space in my life, and what needs to be released so that expansion can happen? Think about the stories here as well, like the stories in our mind, yeah? Where am I ready to trust myself more deeply? Hannah says fear, yeah. Sorry, Hannah. I've been calling you Hannah. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I think I was in like the speed of the thing. I'm so sorry, Hannah. Sorry. So where am I ready to trust myself more deeply? And also, what does my next chapter feel like? Not logically, not rationally, but intuitively. Allow yourself to go with the intuition, because it's very often different, yeah, from the rational version. Okay. All right. Okay. So how are we feeling? Let's do a card pull. How do we feel about this Sagittarius season now? I love this energy. Excited, yeah? Good. Amazing. I feel so excited myself as well. Such a beautiful... I want to play with this energy. You know what I mean? I want to play with this energy. Yeah. I think I want to play with it. See what comes up. What is in alignment now? Very exciting. So, whoop. Well, they jumped out. They jumped out. Let's just see. Okay. So these are the cards that we have for Sagittarius season, you guys. We have an Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay. These are big energies. Okay. These are big energies. Big, big energies, you guys. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning in terms of, oh boy. So, the Ace of Pentacles is a new energy in your physical life. It's a lot of potential that this season is bringing in. So really, really use that alignment with your intuition, with the High Priestess. Really align with your intuition and with your truth. And to activate this potential, to activate this new beginning, okay? I love these cards. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is big energy, okay? This is big energy. First of all, the High Priestess is all about trusting yourself, yeah? This is about trusting yourself and trusting what's within, Yeah, they jumped. They literally were like, this is it. This is what you need to hear. They jumped out. So it's really about making sure that your compass is your intuition. Yeah, you're connected. Remember that you're connected. You're divinely guided all the time. Your dreams are yours for a reason. Your truth is yours for a reason. Trust that. Trust your intuition. Trust your true desires, not the ego, but your true desires, the ones that come from your gut. You know, the ones that really come from your deeper self, deeper and higher self at the same time, right? Once we do that, the potential that we activate is really huge. Okay, this is really huge. This is a new beginning, and it's a new beginning of expansion and abundance that is reflected then in our physical life as well. So they don't mess around, these two. Okay, these two energies, they don't mess around. Okay, so let's bring that expansion in, and let's have a beautiful, amazing, expanding, honest, and wise Sagittarius season. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Yay! Amazing! Amazing! Very exciting energies. All right, my beautiful souls, this was it. This was our Sagittarius season workshop. I am unfortunately not going to see you for the rest of the week because I have family coming over. So I'm taking a little bit of time off to be with them. But I'll be back on Monday. Next week, we've got loads of appointments. So next week, we've got Monday, 1st of December for our usual weekly tarot. Then we have the moon ceremony on Thursday. So we're going to have a Gemini full moon ceremony Thursday at 5:30 p.m. UK time. And then we have Friday morning, 11:30 a.m. UK time, we're doing soul alchemy readings, which are my signature readings. So I'll just connect with your energy and see what needs to come forward. So if you've never tried that, they're really good fun. So come along next Friday as well. Amazing. Definitely going to work with this energy. Absolutely, Misty. Honestly, it's so worth it. It's not one you want to bypass. Not that I don't think we should bypass any of the energies, because I think that they all, play a part in our evolution. But this is fun. This is a really fun energy to work with. It's very good. See you on the 1st. Thank you so much, Francesca. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Chloe. Thank you so much, you guys. I wish you a beautiful, expansive, and aligned Sagittarius season. I'll see you next week. Mwah. Thank you so much, Glow Nation. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, 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 everybody. Thanks. Bye, bye, bye.